So welcome back to another tutorial. Now, a couple of weeks ago I showed you how to create this design here. This was in floral foam, and I promised you that I would show you how to do the same sort of style of arrangement in a more environmentally friendly manner. So keep watching if you want to learn to arrange flowers in little glass bottles. I've taken that design apart and I'm going to recreate it in a more organic way using little glass bottles as my mechanics. Now, if you don't like floral foam, there are lots of different alternatives. You can use the Agrawhirl or the Fibre Flora by Oasis. I don't find it the best to work with, and sometimes the easiest method is to use water and little receptacles. And I've got loads of these glass containers here in the studio because we use them for wedding table centres, and they look really pretty all alongside one another with an eclectic variety of flowers. And I've just really compactly arranged those into a container. These are really lovely bases, and they come in a set of 2, and I think I bought them from AFS Sundries, and they're a Welsh company. They sell to the public, so you can go over there and have a look on their website. It's called AFS, as in Artificial Floral Supplies, and you can order them. There's probably a minimum spend, but they've got some really nice things on there. And to make it a bit more rustic, I've sat it on top of a log slice, I should say. And again, it's something that we use for table centres, for weddings. And there is a little bit of water on it. You can see some water damage. And that's really because I've just filled up the little bottles with water and I wasn't very accurate. So I'm not going to add any more flowers, at least I don't think I'm going to add any more flowers, but I'm going to look at recreating that style. So I can't make my flowers any longer because they've already been cut for that previous arrangement, but I'm just going to put a clean cut on the bottom. The first initial placements are probably not going to stay very straight because the neck of the vase is wide, but once we've added 2 or 3 pieces in there, it will hopefully start to settle and stay in position. I've got spring flowers, a really pretty springtime choice of flowers and colour combination, and I'm going to arrange in this really delicate sort of manner. I'm going to move this over so that you can actually see me when I'm talking. This one is Bridal Spirea, and that's going to sit in with that iris. And one thing to be careful of if you are arranging in little bottles or any type of small container is that you don't overfill the container. As the flowers take up water, the stems swell slightly. If you force too many flowers into the bottles and they become overcrowded, they don't successfully take up water because there's not enough room in that vase or that little bottle for them to expand as they take up water. So just be a bit mindful to leave a gap in between. And it's also better for the flowers if there's some space around them, they will be able to open more fully. If there's more air circulating throughout the arrangement, and this is for arrangements in bottles or arrangements in foam, if too much is compacted together, you'll get mould and a damp issue with your arrangement. Right, so we're just placing this merry little bunch of twigs, seasonal branches in the arrangement, and you could create this for the centre of a table. You could hang, well, you can't do it now because Easter is gone, but you could have made this and hung some Easter eggs on it. It would look really pretty. But I'm not trying to create anything that has a set pattern. I'm just extending the branches so that it creates some height and a really natural look. Got a couple more branches on this side of the spirea. Now, Bridal Spirea has come from my garden. Most of the twigs I've foraged for just while I've been out walking. And the flowers that I've got are from my local supermarket. I always think that if you're arranging at home, sometimes it's nice to learn to arrange flowers from the supermarket because they're less expensive and more easily available to you. And having said that, if you are new to following me, then welcome. My name is Sharon. It's lovely for you to come and join me on the YouTube channel. Over on the website, which is sharondower.com, I have lots of courses if you want to learn floral design. There is one designed, it's a 5-lesson course. It's designed for you to arrange using just the supermarket flowers. So that's a fabulous one if you're new to this wonderful craft. Now, when I've been talking, I'm putting in some short pieces of heather. I nearly said rosemary, but it's not rosemary. This is heather. I'm making sure that the stem ends are clean on the bottom. And in the garden, this would be low down, and this is how I used it in the previous arrangement, cut down short. And I can't make it any longer. I can't extend it and make it taller, but I'm making sure that it's deep enough in the bottles so that it's reaching the water at the base. And I'm bringing that colour all the way around. It's going to give me a lovely link between the spirea at the top, which is a similar colour. And it's really light and airy and really quite wispy. My larger daffodils are going to come to the base. Again, these were the size that they were cut to in the previous arrangement. So I can't make those any taller. And I'm going to place them into the bottles, if there's enough room, in sets of 3, because that's more pleasing to the eye than pairs. I've got really small little Muscari, and I've cut these all in one go. And I've filled a few of the bottles up right to the top so that I know that the short-stemmed little Muscari are going to fit into that bottle and reach the water at the base. This style of arranging is fabulous for little garden flowers. If you've got polyanthus, little primroses, you might have snowdrops, there's going to be bluebells very soon, and forget-me-nots in the garden. They work so well arranged in this manner. We'll add a little set of the more open daffodils and a nice clean cut on those. Now, daffodils don't tend to mix very well with other flowers, so I'm trying to keep the daffodils away from any of the other softer flowers. They give out a really sticky sap on the bottom, which is not particularly good for other flowers. And I'm going to mix through some of these little Narcissi, which are really delicate and very sweet. Look at those, aren't they wonderful? So let's keep going, filling up these little bottles, and you might notice that I'm facing everything outwards so that you can appreciate the little flower heads. Now, if you've noticed, every now and again I've paused and I might have a puzzled expression on my face because I keep hearing this strange noise that sounds very much like there's an animal underneath my desk. And I did pause to have a look. And I've just realised that it's my turntable. And it's not my normal turntable. My normal one has been lent to a friend of mine, and every now and again I'm getting this strange noise, and it's turned out it's from my turntable. I was getting a bit worried. Now I'm left with a couple of irises. Well, actually I've got 4 of them, and I'm going to leave them quite tall to bring that colour all the way up to the back. Now I'm starting to struggle to see where those glass bottles are. There's one, and I'm just trying to fairly evenly distribute the colour, but without making it perfectly symmetrical. I don't want it matchy-matchy. This is more like a very natural border that you would see if you looked out of the window at your garden. And I'm just going to finish with the purple tulip. Now, if you have watched the previous video, I mentioned that tulips continue to grow once they've been cut from the plant. This one has gone a little bit off-piste and is angled outwards, but I don't mind that. I'm going to pop it in that manner. Tulips like to grow after they've been cut from the plant. They're also geotropic, so they move away from gravity and towards the light. So in a couple of days' time, these will have had a mind of their own, and they will be going in all different directions. Now, if you are new to the channel, hello, welcome. My name is Sharon, if I haven't already introduced myself. And as well as having lots of tutorials on YouTube, I've also got a website where there's lots of courses, which I've already mentioned. And you'll also find, if you look at the link in the description box at the end, I sell downloadable, printable resources that will help you understand the elements and principles of design. And they will be found over on Stan Store, and you will find a link for that in the description box. So if you need help understanding the rules of floral design, or maybe if you're in college and you want a little bit of a cheat sheet to help you through your exams, then I've got a great one over there for you. So that's my really beautiful, very organic floral design that I think works really well. You could even, if you wanted to, turn one of these containers upside down and create almost like a wooden vase. So if you wanted to add a bit of height, how does that look? And what's great about this is the lines in the wood, the natural lines there in the wood, link beautifully with the design on the top, making your eye travel all the way up through visual lines. So that's a good example of a vegetative parallel arrangement, if you want to know the correct terminology. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then please do so. Hit that notification bell to be told every time I upload a new tutorial. And as ever, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you for the next tutorial. Thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.